perfect timing, something else just showed up. With the help of Metalcloak, today we're finally putting some of the final parts and pieces on the Rubicon 392 to get that exterior dialed in. Now, if you guys didn't already know, Metalcloak's already sent us some great products to test out, like the front fenders, the inner fender well liners. We did the fender gut kit, we did the bump stops. We've messed with quite a few different products from Metalcloak, but today we're going to be adding on the rear fenders, powder coated black, the same as the front, and I'm going to show you how to install them. Now, you guys will remember from one of my previous videos, Metalcloak had sent out some rear fenders for us to install to match the front, but they were actually for a JK. So just a few short days later, we've got the JL fenders here. Now this looks much better. This is definitely a JL fender flare. Now, of course, it came with all the hardware and both fenders just like usual, but their packaging is just so awesome. It's almost impossible for something to get messed up the way they send it out. Well, let's try this again. At least those did stand up to going over 100 miles an hour. This is the way we'll have them set up. And it looks like we'll be using a couple of the holes that we already drilled out for the inner fender well liners, and then the rest we're probably gonna have to make a little bit bigger for nut certs. After you get them all marked up, all you need to do is drill them out. I believe it was 9/16. I'm gonna do the first one and put in the nut cert just to make sure I'm still right, but I believe it is 9/16. And we'll use a step bit to get there. Now, before I even really line these up, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this piece off because I know I'm at least gonna have to cut some off. I'll leave a little bit of room in case I need to trim it up to make it perfect and flush. But for now, I'm at least cutting this section off. That way, if I do get it mounted up and it's perfect, I won't have to worry about taking it back off and doing it again. And now I'm going to start installing some nut certs. Now I'm going to take out these bolts that we need to take out. And a great tip for these, instead of having to use an Allen key and turning it, pulling it out, turning it every time, if you've got a Jeep tool and you've got the right size Allen key, then you can just use it as a ratchet and it's so much easier. But you gotta have the right stuff. So now that side is all finished up, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the driver's side. I've got to say though, those rear fenders look perfect with the rock sliders as well as the front fenders, especially where the front bumpers are the steel anyway. It looks so good all together. And while we're doing all this, I've got to show you guys something cool that Fantic actually sent out just the other day. So apparently Fantic makes a bunch of high-powered portable products that you can basically take anywhere and use anytime. But for this is actually the V8 Mate vacuum. So it's supposed to be an extremely high-powered portable vacuum. So whenever we open it up right here, we've got a few different things. The first thing looks like an extension for the hard-to-reach places. Then we've got a brush style head, which actually these are rubber, so they're not going to wear out. That'll be pretty cool to try out. We've got a charging cord, and it is a USB-C charging cord. And then we have a traditional style brush, and we've got this little tool, which looks like it's just to get in those hard to reach places. It's got a nice carry bag. And then for the main product itself, there it is. And it is extremely, extremely portable. Obviously, you can see it's about the diameter of a Coke can, and you've got a unlock right there, so you can pull that out and dump out whatever you need to after you get done. But it seems really easy to use, so let's test it out. Now, believe it or not, the dirtiest car I have right now is not the Rubicon 392 or the Defender. It's actually the Camaro, so let's test it out on the inside of it. So it's got 2 stages from what I can tell, a power button and the button to manipulate what mode, standard mode and like a high performance mode. So we're gonna try it out in both. I want to test out this extension and see how it does. And to clean it after you're done, you just pull the lever, push the button, twist that off, and it completely separates. And then you've got access to your actual filter down here. Put it back in. And you're good to go. If you guys are interested in an easy and portable vacuum to keep your vehicle clean, look down in my description below. I'll have a link tagged there for you. So there is a spot right here that I honestly didn't notice because in the front it doesn't do it. They're just end caps that you use right here. So there is one extra spot. You'll have to put a nut here at the base, and this one goes all the way through. So just keep that in mind. I forgot it on the last one. I'm probably gonna have to take it off to redo it. Obviously it's plenty secure enough the way that it is, but I want to have all the security I can and do it right. Just keep in mind that you do have a long bolt in the front and you need to put that nut there as the base. And just like that, it is finally all done. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I ran into a few difficulties. You always do whenever you're dealing with nut certs, the same that we did whenever we were dealing with them up front, and the inner fender well liners. I'll show you guys what issues I ran into. Of course, with nut certs, you always run into a little bit of an issue. This one has basically cross-threaded, and if I move it anymore, it's going to loosen up the actual nut cert from the inside. I've got one like this on both sides. I think it's partly because of the angle whenever you're putting these back on. It's a really tough angle. It's in the same spot on both sides, but it's not a major issue. Obviously, we've got all the other ones in, so we're not going to have any issues with that, but it is something that I did run into, so keep that in mind. So the fenders themselves look absolutely awesome. Obviously, I need to clean them up a little bit, but now with them compared to the front and even the rock sliders, the bumpers front and rear, it looks so much better. I absolutely love the black fenders. It just gives it a mean, aggressive look. If you guys want a set of these, I will drop a link down in the description below, so be sure to go over and check them out. Now, all in all, I couldn't be any more impressed with how these fender flares actually fit and how they look once they're on. They look absolutely amazing, and as you can tell from the way we put them on, they aren't going anywhere. The metal fenders are a must on any Jeep Wrangler. I've literally put them on every Jeep Wrangler I've had in the past, and that says something. The look, the functionality, everything just makes it more like a Jeep and way more capable. I did like the color match fender flares for a little while. It was something different I hadn't tried out before, but once you see these on, obviously there is no going back and there's no comparing the awesome off-road and rugged look you get with the Metalcloak fenders. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until then, Godspeed.